Hello students of class 10. Hope you all are healthy and fine and continuing with your studies properly and getting yourself ready for the examination. So in the biology portion, we have completed the syllabus for the midterm. In the midterm, we will be having the chapter which was also there in the pre-midterm, that is life processes and heredity and evolution. These two chapters will be there in the midterm from the biology portion. In the heredity and evolution, you don't have to study the evolution portion. Except the evolution portion, the remaining whatever is there in this chapter, you have to be well acquainted with. So today in this class, we will have a revision of the chapter heredity and evolution. So first you have to know, what do you mean by characters or traits? What is that? Different recognizable features of a human being or any other organism, like their height, shape, complexion, hair color, eye color, the shape of the nose, the shape of the chin, gets transmitted from the parents to the offspring. These features are known as characters or traits. Now, what is heredity? The transmission of traits from one generation to the next is called heredity. You know, this I have already completed. Now the offsprings which are produced, these are never a true copy of the parents. You will see you are different from your father or mother. There must be very subtle differences between any portion of your body with your father or mother. In asexual reproduction, what happens? The offsprings resemble each other, and because they are produced from a single parent, yet very minor differences which can be understood arises in them. So they are morphologically basically similar. But most animals, including human beings, due to the method of sexual reproduction, large variation is produced. These variations are created and these are inherited over generations, and they accumulate, leading to the evolution of an entirely different species. Okay, the gametes here constitute the link between one generation to the next, and these paternal or maternal characteristics are passed from one generation to the other. Now, what do you mean by variation? The difference in the characters or traits among the individual of a species is called variation. You know, the offsprings produced by asexual reproduction are genetically identical to their parents. The only genetic variation is due to occasional inaccuracies. If it takes place within the DNA replication, then only genetic variation will take place. Otherwise not. Asexual reproduction occurs by mitosis. First, the DNA will replicate and that will form a duplicate copy. So, there is no division of the nucleus, and each nucleus will get just one copy of the DNA, like a Xerox. Right? But what happens here? Many kinds of variation in human species can be found. You can see some pictures have been given in this slide. Attached earlobe, detached earlobe, colors of the eye variation, color of the hair variation, these are produced. Okay, and variations is helping the species to survive. In case of sexual reproduction, what is happening? The DNA is also replicating. Replication of the DNA is also taking place. The consistency of DNA replication during the process of reproduction is very important for the maintenance of the body design. Millions of biochemical reactions are taking place during the preparation of DNA copies in the cell, and all these changes are produced during DNA replication are producing variations, which is known as mutation. So these different colors or different variations can be found from one individual to the other, even from the parents to their offspring. Okay, these variations are created, or the difference of these variations are produced between the parents and the offsprings. Now, some important terms which you need to know from this chapter are: what do you mean by chromosome? You know, chromosome is a very thread-like structure in the nucleus of a cell, which is formed of DNA which carries the gene. Now, what is a gene? Gene is an unit of DNA on chromosome, and gene governs the synthesis of one protein that controls a specific characteristics of any organism. Gene, you know, is known as the unit of heredity, and these transfer the characters from the parents to their offspring. Next, you have to know what is dominant gene, recessive gene. Dominant gene decide the appearance of an organism even in the presence of an alternative contrasting gene. It is represented by a capital letter, and recessive gene is represented by a small letter, and it decides the appearance of an organism only in the presence of another identical gene. So the dominant one is the main characteristic. If any dominant character, if any capital character is present, then that will be dominant. Even if the recessive character is there, the main dominant character will be expressive. What is genotype? It is the description of the genes present in an organism. What is phenotype? It is a characteristic which is visible in an organism. What do you mean by F1 generation, F2 generation? When two parents cross to produce their offspring is called the first filial generation or F1 generation, and when the F1 generation is crossed among themselves, F1 into F1, and produce the second generation offspring, then that second generation offspring will be known as the second filial generation or F2 generation. Now let us come to Mendel's experiment. Although you know we have completed this syllabus and we are just having a revision of this chapter. So Mendel's experiment, Gregor Mendel was the first scientist who made systematic study of the patterns of inheritance. He chose pea plant for studying the different inheritance. Why did he choose pea plant? This is a very big question. Why so many plant varieties are there? Why only pea plant has been selected by Mendel? Pea plant scientific name is Pisum sativum. Pisum sativum or pea plant is an annual plant. It has a very short life cycle and several generations can be studied within a very short period of time, and it has perfect bisexual flowers, and the flowers are predominantly self-pollinating, and it is very easy to artificially hybridize the pea plant, and it produces a large number of seeds in one generation, and it is very easy to raise, maintain and handle it. So due to these positive aspects of the pea plant, Mendel selected the pea plant for performing his experiment. The pea plant characteristics, what did he do? He selected the seed character, pod character, stem character, flower character, right? So he made a cross of all these: round wrinkled seed, violet white flower, inflated constricted or green yellow pod, tall dwarf plant, axial terminal flower. So he crossed these varieties. Next, transmission of traits. Now the traits or the characters, it gets transmitted from the parents to the offspring through genes which is present on their chromosome during the process of sexual reproduction. There is a pair of gene, one is dominant pair, one is dominant, another is the recessive, two pairs of gene. Each parent will have two chromosomes, we can say as XX for the females and XY for the males. So these offspring, what will do, will inherit two genes from each trait from the parent, but the trait shown by the offspring will depend on which inherited or which dominant gene is present. Based on that, the characteristic of the offspring will be exhibited. When a male gamete fuses with a female gamete during the process of fertilization, they make a new cell. What is that? Zygote. The zygote will grow up together and they will form a new organism. and the two genes are responsible for a particular character, and that corresponding position of the it's present on the corresponding position of the pair of the chromosome. You can see how which is the gene and which is the chromosome we say in this picture. Next we come to the blood group. Blood group A, B, AB and O. These are the four blood groups, right? So A and B are codominant gene and O is the recessive gene. The genotype is IA or IO, then the blood group will be A, because I said O is the recessive, so O will not have any effect. If the genotype is IBIO, blood group will be B. If the genotype is IAIB, blood group will be AB. And if both the genotypes are OIO, then the blood group will of course be O. Okay. Now if a blood group A is having a child with a person or partner with blood group O, what will be the offspring? Blood group A cross with blood group O. What will be the offspring? It will be having blood group A. Blood group B when crossed with blood group O will have the offsprings will be blood group AB. Sorry, blood group will be having B. All offsprings will be heterozygous. And if blood group A is crossed with blood group B, then blood group AB will be formed. And if the parents are having, one parent is having group A, another parent is having group B, then 25% chances of having all the four groups is possible. 25% have the chance of AB, 25% A, 25% B, 25% O. Okay, and if a person with blood group AB marries a person with blood group AB, then what happens? 25% of having a chance of A, 25% having a chance of B, and 25% chance of having an offspring with blood group AB. 50%. 25 A, 25 B, and 50% chance of having an offspring of blood group AB. Clear? This is all about the blood group. Next, sex determination. The process by which the sex of a person is determined is called sex determination. This is not basically done in a grown individual. This is basically done to test whether the baby or whether the fetus will be a boy child or a girl child. So autosomes are found in somatic cell and do not determine the sex, but sex chromosomes are found in the sex cells and these are responsible for the determination of sex. These are the X and the Y chromosomes, you know. So these female are having XX chromosome and male are having XY chromosome. Sex determination is banned in India. Why? Because in remote villages they always want a boy child, not a girl child. To them boy child is a blessing and girl child is a curse. What happens? If by this process of sex determination they can denote that the fetus is a girl child, then they kill the fetus, and sometimes the mother is also dead because the mother sometimes can't withstand the abortion. So what happens? The risk factor of the life risk factor of the mother also takes place in that cases. So as a result, this killing of female feticide, to prevent this killing of female feticide, this sex determination amniocentesis technique has been banned in India. Okay, so this is all about the chapter. I think you have understood and it is very clear for you. So get well prepared for your exam. All the best. Thank you.